Okay, here we are back once again, live GoPro IBA World Tour, stop number 4. Eric Apple joined by none other than Ben Player, and we are starting round number 4. This is our first heat. Let's give you a little rundown. These are 20-minute heats, 4 men in them. We see a rider paddling right now. This is blue, Ian Campbell from South Africa. First wave of the heat. No, second, sorry, Edwin Aldana from Venezuela, already at a 4.13. So, Edwin Aldana in the red. Sergio Alonso in the white, Joao Gabriel in the yellow, Ian Campbell in the blue. In our second heat coming up, Rui Pereira will be in red. In white, Kalani Latanzi. In yellow, Leandro Chagas. In blue, Pedro Monasterios. Our third heat, Hermano Castro, Diego Cabrera, Miguel Herrera, Jorge Pullman. And in the fourth heat of this round, we will have Herberto Bruno, Gugu Barcelos, Ben Slimane Adnan, and Diego Vieira.
And a magic wave just came through. Beautiful little barrel. Unfortunately, Sergio Alonso just got a little bit too deep on that one and didn't come out. But yeah, the guys are off to a good start in the heat. Some good surfing going on. We got Ian driving into the section. Nice El Rolo. If you can, that's a nice wave.
Yeah, good projection and you're getting some amplitude right there.
Yeah, amping that up. I was about to swear this then. Oops. Yeah, that was a nice roll. That was smart surfing. If you can get 2 rolls in out there, you're doing well.
Edwin Aldana in the red.
Oh!
Using the backwash right there.
Jeez, it's all going down in this heat, isn't it?
Ben, you get excited. I love it.
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's good to see. I love it. I love, like checking out a couple of trials heats, coming down and commentating and, getting excited and seeing the level of competition that's going on. It makes me want to kind of pull my finger out a little bit more and go a little bit harder when I get a chance to surf.
Now, I know that you get excited watching this. But tell me, honestly, are you sort of excited or sort of happy that you don't have to compete in these kinds of conditions and you get to wait for the Grand Slam event?
I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to be because they're saying we're going to surf 2 rounds tomorrow afternoon for the Grand Slam, the main event. And the wind could be up, so it could be exactly the same pretty much tomorrow afternoon, maybe a touch bigger. So, the biggest opponent of any kind of rider is having too high expectations for conditions and then seeing it and being let down and unmotivated to surf in that. So you want to have pretty low expectations and then, you're amped to surf whatever you can get. So that's kind of the way I try to go into events. And to be honest with you, that used to be where I used to fall short at the pipeline competition a lot of the times. I used to kind of go into that event going, I want it to be 6 to 10 foot offshore perfect. And then it's never, that good because it's a rarity to get waves that good. And I used to just be bummed out and go into it with a kind of whole negative attitude. So you need to switch that around and just be excited to surf it, have fun, and you'll end up doing quite well as a result of that. And you know what I mean? Does that answer your question?
Sure.
Yeah. But it's good. It's good, really good to see this, and good to see the guys pushing it so much. And I've seen a lot of Ian Campbell, who's in this heat from South Africa. He's a really good bodyboarder, and Sergio Alonso also, who's did he win the qualifying? I think he might have won the qualifying tour last year. And has been on, nipping at the heels of all the top guys for a long, long time, and surf's really good from Venezuela. And we've got Joao Gabriel and Edwin Aldana as well in this heat.
And talk about how many Venezuelans we have competing here in South America. Quite a few.
There's quite a lot, yeah. The Venezuelans, there's a real hot spot for bodyboarding. There's a lot of guys from there. And I think, there's a few older generation riders, but Sergio definitely gave a lot of inspiration to the people there when he, started entering the events a couple of years back and started doing really, really well. And, it takes that sometimes to have someone from the local kind of hood do well, and then people go, oh, wow, I could do that. And, I've also seen that from South Africa as well, with Jared Houston's successes with the World Tour and seeing guys like Ian come along, and he's all inspired, and Spexy and Mark McCarthy and all those guys, it has a follow-on and flow-on effect. And, that happened in Australia too when guys like Michael Eppelstone won the world title. It definitely inspires those local people, and it makes it feel like it's within their reach, it's a great thing about it.
I'm sure the success of Eppo and Ben Holland kind of started another generation.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And I mean, we're seeing it right now in Chile as well with Alan Munoz. His successes with the World Tour, and now bodyboarding's just going gangbusters in Chile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. It's great how it kind of spreads like that. It's like a little network. It kind of pops up and then just starts booming in these different places because of that. It's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah.
As we see, that's a set coming in right there out the back. And like you said, the conditions have turned to offshore.
Yeah, it's looking quite
in
nice.
Blue, this is Ian Campbell, who already has 2 waves. Look at this big size left, big roll right there.
Smart surfing, buddy. That was really smart. Nice little claim this there coming out of it. And that was a nice roll as well for red, which was Edwin Aldana.
Okay, so let's give you guys a lay of the land right now. So Joao Gabriel, the Brazilian, with a score of 9.33 on 2 waves. Edwin Aldana in red, the Venezuelan with 8.53. Ian Campbell in blue with a 6.5, but he's going to increase that with that last roll right there. He's going to get rid of his score of a 1. And Sergio Alonso in the white with only a 2 thus far has been scored.
Yeah. It's still early days. We're only 12 minutes into it, but I mean we're only 8 minutes into it, and the 12 minutes to go. So there's still a lot can happen. But yeah, it's smart surfing what Ian just did, getting a second score. Now he's got the extra 12.5 minutes left to try and build on that, and that score just dropped through for us, and he got a 6.38 for that nice big clean roll. So that's pushed him up into first place and pushed Zhao down into second place. Zhao now needing a 6.93 to move up into first, and Edwin has moved into third place, needing a 4.69 to move up into second, and Sergio now needs a 7.33 to move up into second place. But like I said, it's still early days. The wind looks like it's getting a little bit better. The conditions getting a little bit better, so it's be interesting to see what these guys can pull out of the bag.
Yeah, interesting to see the the wind change directions, and we see white. Look at this.
Wow, that was massive, wasn't it?
Sergio Alonso with his flip.
Pushes out of it as well.
He's another one of those riders who turns his board perpendicular to his body when he flips. For him, like, I guess it helps him complete the rotation. But his board is on a different axis than he is, so it makes the flip look odd. As you see red right now, Edwin Aldana.
Yeah, I guess, that was a nice roll too. Probably not as clean as Ian, so I don't think that'll get the same kind of score as Ian Campbell's nice roll on that left before. But yeah, Sergio's flip, I mean, that was a big flip. There's a lot of wow factor in that. He got a lot more pop than what you anticipated, and judges love to see that. First time I ever seen Sergio surf was in Venezuela at a competition there. It was a World Tour event, and that would have been about 6 years ago, I'd say. And yeah, I was struggling to do 360s on this wave that we had for the event, and he was doing flips, not just flips, but like 3 flips a wave. And you know, his technique was learnt from surfing waves like that. So it's interesting to see like everyone's different techniques, like sculpted by the waves that they surf. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You see the same thing from the Brazilians. I mean, these guys really hustle in the small waves. They're able to do multiple ARSs and flips in these small waves.
Yeah, like Edel Luciano is a big guy. He's probably weighs about 80 kilograms. I weigh 75. Now, he can surf a 1 foot wave like 10 times better than what I can. He can do ARSs on a wave that's probably up to my shin, and I struggle to do a roll. So, you know, it kind of flips that whole thing that it's about weight. It's not. It's just
Here's
about
blue,
technique.
Ian Campbell.
Yeah, I really like that. You know what I really like about Ian
and a
surfing?
5.5.
See his backhand, how far back it is. I really like that. It looks nice and strong, and he looks like he's driving into those sections with a lot of
fluid.
Yeah, more fluid. I like to see that. It's great, and it's interesting to see like that backhand affects your surfing so much. The further back it is, the more you drive from the back corner. The further up, the more from the top of the rail. See, like this, he's driving more from higher up on his board.
Yep.
Oh, that was a nice big old roller.
Good roll right there for Joao Gabriel. He really got pitched out from the lip.
Yeah, he's another good bodyboarder. He surfs really good. Joao, he's from Brazil, surfs in Chile a lot, and he's pretty good in the bigger stuff as well. So yeah, so it's interesting to see like what we're talking about. Like, it's not actually about like the riders like kind of changing their technique. The waves that they surf definitely sculpt the way that they surf, and you know, so you get a lot of different guys from all around the world who are better at different things because of the waves they surf on a regular basis. But
for sure,
to be the best guy, you kind of have to surf a variety of waves. And here we've got
Sergio Alonso. Look at this. That's what we talked about. That's that
exactly
flip
what we're talking about.
He turns his board sideways, so he's actually flipping, but he turns his board.
Yeah. Actually, we'll go back to it in a sec. But here we got Edwin driving up to the section. Goes for a nice little flip as well. He's going to come out. He pushes through that. Well done. What it is actually is like he starts his rotation before his body has actually even left the face of the wave. So his board's already starting the backflip before he's actually left the wave. Do you know what I mean? Which he's started that technique because of the weak waves in Venezuela. Like, it works perfect there because
so
it's almost like
leading with his board.
He's leading with his board, yeah. Where you see someone like Pierre do a backflip and he'll lead with his chest.
Leads with his head and his
chest. Exactly. So that's the difference because Pierre's like more accustomed to surfing heavier waves, so he's not stretching to get speed. Like, he's got speed, and it's just all about like technique for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's good. But now we've got Ian Campbell, as you can see, in first place with 11.88. Joao Gabriel with a 10.1, Sergio Alonso with a 9.61, needing a 5.08 to move up into second place. And we've got Edwin Aldana in fourth place, needing a 5.3. Sergio just took off on that last wave, waiting to hear the scores drop for that nice little dog and a couple of little budgie smugglers in the foreground right there. Brazilians love those little hot pants. You see a lot of the guys getting around in those. They're really famous here, and the Canary Islands. You know, it's part of the kind of culture here to get around in those things.
Yeah, and even our head judge Chico loves them.
Oh, he loves them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
actually, sorry, go Apple.
We have Isabella Sosa, our former world champion, on the beach interviewing our last heats winner. Isabella, take it away. You were going to say something about
E aí, galera, eu tenho aqui o Bernardo Jerônimo, atleta português que venceu a última bateria. E ele tá amarradão, já tá falando as palavras em português brasileiro. E conta aí pra gente como é que tá sendo tá aqui em Taquatiara. Você falou que poderia morar aqui nessa terra que parece ser incrível para você.
É verdade, o clima aqui é perfeito, é tudo bom, ondas boas, água quente, céu azul, é o que um bodyboarder precisa.
E como é que foi sua bateria? Passou em primeiro, tinha o Sérgio Luiz, que é um atleta brasileiro aí que também tá de ponta, que é de ponta e tá lutando aí para o elite do circuito mundial. Como é que foi a bateria? Tava em primeiro e foi um grande resultado para você?
Até agora foi um resultado que eu desejei, desde o início foi tentar classificar-me para o main event e estou orgulhoso por ter chegado aqui e estou grato a toda a gente que me apoiou até aqui.
Parabéns, eu queria que você deixasse um recado para a galera em Portugal, para Figueira da Foz e mandasse um beijão para todo mundo que está em casa.
Queria agradecer à minha família, em especial, aos meus amigos, claro, e a Portugal, ao Brasil e a todo mundo. Obrigado.
Valeu, parabéns.
Obrigado.
Back for you, Eric.
Okay, thank you so much, Isabella. And again, it looks like there's some lines coming in possibly from the outside. I see some bumps out there. And let me give you guys a little lay of the land. Our South African competitor in the blue, his name is Ian Campbell. He's in the lead with a 5.5 and a 6.38. The Brazilian, Joao Gabriel, he is in second place. He needs a 6.73 to get to the lead. And here he is on the right-hander, Ben.
Joao, he's going to be looking for a flip bowl, invert bowl, nice. Love that little head flick thing he's got going on there. That was amazing. I don't know what that is about. Maybe that was, hey, do you think maybe he was trying to look like he landed harder than what he landed by doing that? Possibly, hey?
Maybe, I don't know though.
He's riding a great board there though, the Ben Player NMD signature model. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Looking good, bud.
You know, I have one of those.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I never told you.
It's true that it goes faster than any other board on the market.
It is pretty fast. You know, it's actually a board that I like to ride a pipeline, and we all know about my pipeline success over the last couple of years.
Rip out there. You absolutely rip out there. That's right.
No,
I'm just joking, everyone. I come across like I got an ego, but I don't actually. I'm nice and humble. But yeah, that was a nice little invert. But going back to that strategy of him bouncing his head, I had a friend, Simon Thornton, his name was. You might have seen him surfing Chopu and stuff, but when we were kids, he actually tried to do that. When he'd land a roll, he'd actually try and make it look like he was impacting harder than what he was. So the judges thought, oh, wow, that was bigger than what it was. And maybe that was a similar kind of tactic, what he was doing there. I don't know.
He was acting, huh?
Yeah, acting. Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, going back, you know, I was going to tell you, I do have a Ben Player model board. It's actually at Michael Thompson's house.
Oh, yeah?
You know, the big house there on Sunset that I stay at.
Yep.
It's sitting there in the garage waiting for me for pipeline.
Mate, how good's that? Thanks, mate. Good props.
I've had that one for a couple of years, and I only ride it at pipeline. It's in good condition.
Mhm.
No creases, no nothing.
Mhm.
It's solid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're pretty straight templates, so they go pretty well. Yeah. But yeah, this heat's exciting. I mean, we watched that last heat, and it seems like the combined scores of everyone is a little bit higher in this heat, and you find that sometimes, like you get heats and like everyone's just kind of like pushing it harder and kind of ripping, and everyone has to step it up a little bit, and then other heats like guys don't get as many waves, and you know, they're a bit more unlucky. And this heat's definitely like seems like the guys have been on getting pretty lucky with some big scores, and we still got Ian Campbell in the lead and Joao Gabriel in second place, posting a 4.93 for that last little air, and Sergio Alonso in third place, just getting a last little wave that didn't come on, but he got a 0.65 for that. Wasn't much, and needs a 5.08 to move up into second place. And Edwin Aldana,
He needs
also
a
from Venezuela.
5.3. Again, like we talked about, so many Venezuelan riders, and I think a lot of them are getting some good support from the government as well, right, Ben?
Probably, I don't know. Something's going on there because there's definitely a lot of guys on tour and they're, you know, at every event and giving it their all. So there's definitely a level of support. And I do love it when you come to a lot of these countries and how the local government gets behind the guys so much. You know, we don't really get that in Australia at all. I mean, it's kind of sad that like last world title that I won, like I got nothing official from the government or anything like that. No one even gave me any kind of credibility for doing what I did, and I think that sucks. You know, it'd be good if your country was behind you and in full support of everything that you do. So Australia, if anyone's listening out there that's working in the government, get your asses into gear and get behind us.
Well,
Nice.
I want you to know that I appreciate you even if they don't.
Oh yeah, thanks, mate. But you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it feels like you're kind of like it'd be great if you got a bit of a team behind you, and having your whole country behind you would feel amazing, like these guys have got in from Venezuela.
For sure. And this is our rider in red, Edwin
Edwin,
Aldana.
nice little spin. Unfortunately, getting sucked over the falls. Yeah, obviously that's called getting sucked over the falls because you go over with the limp. And here we got Sergio driving up to the section. He's got a nice bottom turn. Keeps a lot of speed, pushes up through it. That wave was a little bit foamy and didn't offer him too much, so he opted to pull out. But
So now the time is starting to really become an issue. 2 minutes and 15 seconds ago, Ian Campbell still in the lead. We see him right there next to the man in second place, Joao Gabriel. He's on this right-hander, Ben. Is he going to find some open face?
I
He
think
does.
he's going to pull out, opting to pull out. Probably thinking strategically here, he's thinking, I want to get back out there and kind of sit on Sergio and stop him from getting another score, because right now Sergio only needs a 5.08, which isn't much of a score. Just probably another one of those flips that he's done. He's got a 5.03 and a 4.58 for both of his flips he's done. So it's just, you know, that's all he really needs. And could this wave give it to him?
Oof.
Big Rolo.
Look at that thick roll right there.
Maybe, you know, maybe.
5.08, it's definitely possible. It could be close.
It could be close. And here we got Edwin Aldana also driving up to the section.
He needs a 5.3. Look
Oh,
at that.
going for it. On the dry sand.
Oh.
Oh, coming unstuck. Be interesting to see what they give Sergio for that last wave. It was a nice roll. You know what? Like, seeing Sergio surf that last wave, he's got, like, really reminds me of the first time I ever saw Guilherme Tomega surfing at Pipeline. Like, similar kind of bottom turns and similar kind of rolls, you know? Don't you think?
You know, I didn't see it on that way, but maybe we see a replay. I can see.
I'm talking like Guilherme when he's 18 years old. Like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, like early 90s kind of stuff. Like, really, really long
Yeah,
time
I
ago.
get it.
When Guilherme was like, we used to be a really skinny guy and used to have a similar kind of
You
surfing
must
style.
really be a visionary to see guys riding the Itucoatara rights and thinking of Guilherme on the left of Pipeline.
Yeah, for sure. I've actually thought it about Sergio before, and scores just dropped, guys, for Sergio's last wave, and he did get the score. He got a 5.95, so pushes him up to second place, and now Joao is in third place, needing a 5.84 to get back up into second place. So there you go, Sergio moving up, and
That's right, with 30 seconds, actually less than that, 25 seconds to go. So just to let you know, Joao Gabriel, he needs a 5.8. Edwin Aldana needs a 6.1 here in the closing seconds of this round. It's going to be tough to get those scores. 15 seconds to go. Can yellow or red find something in the last few moments? I doubt it.
10 seconds left. Oh, come on, boys. It all comes down to the wire right now. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Oh, unlucky, mate. You had a good heat, Joao. Just punch it, yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Feels a
Joao
little better.
Gabriel's not too happy. And he had some good waves.
He was surfing good. Really good.
Okay, so right now we're going to throw it off to a commercial. These are the people that help make the GoPro IBA World Tour possible. And we want to let you know that, again, Ian Campbell, Sergio Alonso moving on through to the next round. Third and fourth, Joao Gabriel and Edwin Aldana. So we're going to throw it off to a commercial. When we come back, we'll be moving on to our next heat. Okay, I guess we're not going to be going to an advert right now. I'm getting yelled at.
Oh, wow.
So our next
Hang
heat
on.
coming
So
up-
what's going on right here? Because they're saying that actually Joao did make it, which they don't have the